Hello, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Neha, and today in this video I'm going to be sharing everything about journaling. I want to share a couple of tried and tested methods of actually starting and keeping a journaling habit. So if you are interested in this topic, just grab a cup of tea or any snacks, get cozy, or just leave me playing in the background while you're multitasking, and let's get started. So to give you some context, I have been documenting my life since my teenage years. I still remember I started off with those classic cute little diaries with pretty locks on them, and I used to write a journal entry for every single day. And even though life got busier after that with me entering college and all of that, I still made it a point of going back to my diaries or my journals, whatever you want to call it. And I used to just write everything that was happening, everything that was going on in my life. I celebrated so many, the smallest of accomplishments, I should say. And I've ranted so much in these journals. And throughout these years, I have just shared every moment with these journals. And that is why today I feel so passionate as well as confident with this whole community being inclined towards this journaling habit, and everyone is looking ahead to start an ecosystem of a journal for themselves. So I wanted to hop on this train as well and share the two distilled journaling ecosystems that I feel have impacted my life. And hopefully, if you like these systems, it can help you in your own life. All right, so I have all my journals right here. And mainly, I have two different types of journaling ecosystems. One that is extremely beginner friendly, and the second one is a slightly advanced version, but it is still so easy, so reasonable, as well as just extremely functional that I feel like I'm going to share that one first. So let's dive into the slightly advanced journaling ecosystem first. So this journaling ecosystem is my current ecosystem. First book is this one. This is the Hobonichi Weeks Journal. This is my first time using it since December, because it starts from December. But I must say, already I feel like it has helped me declutter my brain so much. I think of this one as my brain organizer. It is purely for planning and keeping a track of my life purposes. There are two sections to this book. I use the first half to plan my schedule for the week, and then I use the second half to just keep a track of all the activities that I'm indulging myself, the books that I'm reading, just extracurricular things. I actually have done a deep dive into this book and just sharing out how I've structured each section in it and how I have decorated it in a separate video. So I'm just going to drop in a link of that video in the description box below, or I will link it somewhere here, so you can check that out later. But for now, know this, that this is what is keeping my brain organized and just helping me accomplish things and tasks on a weekly basis. So I love this. So that was the planning and organizing aspect of this journaling ecosystem. Let's move on to the second part of it. Next up is my Hobonichi cousin. I got the A5 on this time, and I've kept it in this journal cover. I got this last year from a TikTok creator. Her name is Esther, and she started her own studio called The Quiet Studio, where she started selling these journal covers, and I was extremely interested, and I didn't have the budget to invest in Louise Carmen or Paper Republic. So I got this one, and I'm happy that I have this. So I have my Hobonichi cousin in this.
If the weeks was for the brain, this book is definitely for my heart. This is my dedicated space to just journal, or art journal, I should say. It's where I pour out my feelings, process the day, and get everything out of my head. I also do something a little fun with the weekly section in here. Instead of planning, I use it to record my highs, lows, and buffaloes. Highs, as the name goes, highs are basically things that I'm grateful for. Lows are where I felt a little low or sad, and then buffaloes are the parts of the days that just felt weird. It's just such a nice way to look back and see the emotional flow of your week at a glance without having to reread pages of text or look at the visuals that I've pasted.
So the third book is actually a carry forward from last year. This is my Stalogy notebook, which I got from Indigo, Canada. And I used to use this for long-term goalkeeping. And I also remember at one point I used it for as a commonplace notebook. And as you can see, I have decorated it with stickers. I just wanted to make it personal. So yeah, I started using it as a commonplace notebook once. But to be honest, at this point in life, the commonplace notebook concept was just not fitting in. So I didn't want the notebook to go waste, and that is why this year I am going to be using it as my morning pages book. It's just going to be pure brain dumping in this book. It's going to be messy, unorganized, and sometimes the things that I will write might also not make sense, but that's okay. That's exactly what I need this for. So the final edition in this stack is a very exciting book, and that is my watercolor journal. In a world where we are constantly glued to our screens, I felt like I really needed a hobby that I could touch with my hands. So for 2026, my agenda is to indulge in watercoloring sessions a lot more, and I'm calling it a journal is because the plan is to visit this watercoloring notepad that I have inside this once or twice a month, maybe. We'll see. But at this point, it is not about becoming an artist. It's just about giving my brain a break from consumption and just the blue light and doing something creative. So that's why I have that in here. So when I'm logging something in my Hobonichi, I am reminded that I do need to visit this hobby journal of mine and create something. So that was my 4 notebook journaling ecosystem, which I think at this point in life for me is working out well. I have one for planning, one journal for art journaling and just feelings journaling. I have a hobby notebook, and then I have my morning pages notebook. So yeah, that's that. If this is overwhelming for you, stick around and let's now switch gears and discuss about the second journaling ecosystem, which is a lot more simpler and extremely beginner friendly. This is actually what I started with last year, and I think on its own it is extremely functional. It consists of just these 2 notebooks. This, I would say, is the perfect ecosystem if you are a beginner in journaling or you're someone who just wants to keep things simple. It's just straightforward and very effective. That's how it looked like. So here is how it works. I used this book as my long-term goal-keeping book. I always jotted down the goals that I want to accomplish in the coming months or whatever timeline I gave myself in, and I made spreads for them. This is that book. All the big picture stuff went in here. Second book is this one. This again is Hobonichi Cousin journal or planner. I used it as a journal predominantly. Same thing, I noted down the highs and the lows and the buffaloes of my days. I also use the monthly section for planning purposes, and then I use the daily pages as art journaling, memory keeping, and that's pretty much about it for this journaling ecosystem. If you are just starting out with journaling, you'll probably be better off using just one notebook to start off, and I would recommend that you use something that is dated to keep you going. But if it is going to add pressure in your life, then just don't and use a plain notebook. But for me, because I have always been consistent with this journaling practice, it was fairly easy for me to opt for a dated notebook in the first place. And then I had this second one where I wrote my own dates and everything. But yeah, if you're starting out, you'll probably use one of these notebooks as just a commonplace book, just jotting down whatever's coming your way, random thoughts or quotes. And I think that is totally fine, because before adding a journaling ecosystem in your life, I think the main thing that you need to focus on is how to express your feelings in words in these journals. And that is the main thing. That's the foundation that will make it easier for you to form a journaling habit. So these are the 2 journaling ecosystems, and I really hope that seeing these laid out this way helps you figure out what might work for you. I'm planning to film a setup video for my A5 journals just to showcase how I have structured each section for my use. And yeah, so if you are interested in that video, let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, if you want to see more, please do check out my last video where I have explained the structure of my Hobonichi weeks. Thank you so much for watching and letting me share how my journaling ecosystem looks like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, and I really hope that this was a helpful video for you, and I'm going to be coming up with more such fun videos, so stay tuned. Thank you. Bye.